monster butcher job. Hello, welcome back to the channel, fellow VW nuts and other car enthusiasts. Let's check out what we're doing today. We are getting ready for sandblasting. I have got most of the parts up to the top garage. I've actually stripped the top garage because there's going to be garnet and dust like a nuclear explosion going off. We've got it planned, booked in for tomorrow, so we've got to get this shell up there, and I haven't worked out how we're going to push it up the hill yet. We might do the cable system again with the little winch, with our little 12-volt winch that we've got, which is right there. We might use that, or we might just muscle it up. I don't think it's super heavy, so we might even be able to just like get a run up here and give it a burn. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so the plan is I'm going to have to get this shed reasonably clean, because once everything is sandblasted up there, I'm going to have to immediately bring it back in here and paint it, all the parts. So it's going to be pretty much a painting day straight after it. I will use some Rain-X rust converter or ISO. I'm not sure what you guys call it overseas, but we call it I think Rain-X or Rain Buster or something. But it's just a phosphoric acid just to, you know, keep the metal from stopping it from rusting, I suppose. And then I will just blast the whole thing with primer. So I'm going to have to, well, probably just get some drop sheets over the things that I don't want to get overspray on, because, you know, as you know, it's going to go everywhere. And I do have to paint the entire shell. So yeah, we've got some busy couple of days ahead of us. The weather's looking good, and let's get cracking and start getting some stuff ready up top. Okay, so check that out. I just actually pushed it up by myself, and it wasn't even that heavy, which is pretty bizarre. Didn't even have to use the winch. So anyway, that's sitting there. We're just gonna go up now and move these cars. I'll take them out of here, and then we can get this set up for tomorrow morning. Let's do it. So it's the next morning, and we are now set up ready to blast. What we're going to do is shut this roller door. We'll probably shut both of them, leave the back one open, and go for there. But yeah, this is all our bits and pieces. I did manage to get another set of guards over here from a mate. These ones are in a lot better condition, so we'll blast those. Yeah, let's get this thing rocking. I think Will's going to be here soon in the big truck, and we will set up some camera angles for you and get this thing filmed. All right, fellas, Enviroblast Australia. Here we go. So this is the compressor, and we've got the garnet over here, and we've got Will over there, and he's coming to do some magic work. And we're going to get this bug looking clean. How big's the compressor?
It's approximately 300 CFM.
300 CFM, yeah. Diesel?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Diesel,
so
yeah.
It's got a Kubota 4-cylinder turbo diesel in it.
Yeah, unreal. This is the way to do it. And that's the pot there that you put the garnet in, or whatever media you're using.
Yep, that's it. I'll whip him off.
Unreal. What a setup. So you can do non-silica sand, because you don't do, no one does silica sand anymore, do they?
Nah, that's right, yeah.
Walnut shell, glass, plastic beads, soda. Oh, right, so you do soda as well.
Yeah, it's not very popular these days. Well, I steer away from it because of the film it leaves over the steel once it's finished. Gotcha. So it's an anti-rusting property, but
yeah, and because it's water, isn't it getting into the body and everything as well?
Yeah,
like...
well, to deactivate the soda, you've got to clean it properly.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you don't clean it properly, or bake it at 70 degrees, but not everyone has that facility.
No.
Your paint will just flake straight off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's too risky, too high risk. I just use a fine garnet instead.
Yep. There you go, guys. You can see this stuff here. There's a bit of a mixture of everything here. All right, there we go. here we go. We're just doing a fill up. You can see a few repairs that need doing, which we know. The roof. Looking nice. Bit of a repair here. That's looking good. And we've got this side to go in the panels. And a little bit more in here. Almost there. Okay, Will is out of the house and we've moved everything back into the shed here. You can see, I'll show you some of the damage. I mean, the chassis is to be expected as we thought, you know, whatever the areas that needed repairing. It came up pretty good. There's a couple of little spots here and there, but you know. The engine lid came up pretty good. No issues with that. That rear valance piece, again, no issues with that. Unfortunately, one of the back guards, it's not very good. Oh well, unfortunately they're bad. Front guards are pretty good. This rear guard here, a little bit of Bondo bog in the corner there, but we didn't want to go and press that too much. And the bonnet's actually in good condition. Again, he didn't want to go and blast this flat area here because it had been worked before. So better not to go and blast over the top of it because you just go and change the properties of the metal. So I'll just vibe that back with some 80 grit and that'll be good to go. And then now the body. We have some issues. So you can see here it's had a smack here. That's actually separated completely through here. So there's some work there, all right. I do have all the new panels from various places around the world. Most of it came from VW Heritage in the UK and it got here in like 6 days, which was insane. Again, Will didn't blast the bottom sections there because that's all getting cut off anyway, so there's no point. The roof had a few issues. So we've got one blasted hole here, a couple of little spots along here. There was a repair done to the roof here and they've done a great job because you can't even feel it. But again, he went very lightly over that with the blaster. Didn't want to upset the metal too much. There's a surprise. Dirty, great big dent right there. The expected areas, of course, this, you know, we knew that was going to do that. Again, that's just full of bog and Bondo in there, so I'll just vibe that off. In here was actually pretty good. No, apart from the crack down there, which that's easily repaired. Everything in here is actually, well, good. Couple of little tiny holes here. Couple of little tiny holes just there. One little tiny one there. That usual bit, which we knew that was there. And inside, again, I told him don't bother with that because that's all being replaced. You can see some little corner sections in there that need, I mean, all in all, no real surprises. I think everything I thought was going to have, you know, holes has, apart from the fender. That's a bit of a letdown, but anyway. Cool. So next stage I've got to do, obviously this has just been blasted, so I've got to get this in primer ASAP. So I'm going to pull the body out there, blow it down with some compressed air, and I don't know about whacking it tonight. I'll probably just put a big sheet over it and do it tomorrow because I'm running out of time. It's actually 4:30 in the afternoon now, so it might be a bit late to paint, but I think I'll just cover these up with a sheet for tomorrow, and then I can get everything hung up and painted, and then I think we will start on the chassis. So I think this is going to be the focus now. I'll just leave the body in primer and we can deal with that later on. We'll just get this started and ready to go. So yeah, exciting times. Let's keep going. Okay, so everything is sprayed in phosphoric acid just to seal some things up and stop this from flash rusting. This guard here, I'm going to replace it. I'm going to go and get another one because, yeah, it's a little bit too far gone. Too much metal work for my liking. So we'll get another one of those. And yeah, all this area here, we'll just vibe all that back when we're ready. But yeah, I'm going to basically store all this stuff inside now. Go and put the body in a corner, put a sheet over it or something, and we're going to start on the chassis. Let's go. Righto, chassis welding time. So we've got a few pinholes and tomfoolery and shenanigans over here. A couple of sections here that we've got to weld up. I've actually put the rust converter all inside it and down inside the seam and tipped it up and down. So we're just going to plug up these little holes here. It's actually quite heavy gauge steel, so I'll probably be able to just, we'll see how we go. I'm just going to try and do these little ones first, and if it's happy, we'll keep going. Otherwise, we'll chop big, large sections out of it. Let's see how we go. Okay, so I'll just show you basically the technique I'm doing. So something like this little section here, which was quite small, what I've actually done is turn the welder down so that you can just build the bridges across. Like, this is too big. I mean, I probably could do it, but you'll be there for ages. So for that, it's just easier to cut a nice little rectangle out there and pop a piece in and then weld around it. And that's what I'm going to do. But if it was a smaller gap than that, I would actually just hit the side of it like this, and with the amps down you can actually start to grow across the gap. Once you've kind of stringed it back and forth, then you're welding on the existing metal that you've already put there, and you just build the bridge and then web it across. Once it's sort of done, then you turn the amps up and then blast across the top of it, which is what I've done here. And you can see it's a nice solid weld. I can flap that back and we're good to go. So this one here, unfortunately, yeah, obviously too big of a gap. Let's chop that out. We'll put a piece in and then call it good. All right, we've got the piece in. I made it a little bit longer because I found a little bit more rust on it. So she's just from there to there now. But we're just starting to tack it in. I'll get my little screwdriver. Make sure we're joining the dots. Righto guys, let's test fit our new pans, and I've got them just here. Really good. Go for the other one. All right, let's have a bit of a look at this. And I've got a little bit of adjustment to do here. And obviously all that's going to have to be clamped down, but I think we're on a winner. Yeah, this side here is a lot better. So that's, yeah, there's a really nice quality pans. No, it's looking good. Starting to look like a chassis again. So the next step will be to just fandangle them, get them right, and then we're going to start punching our holes. Yeah, we can start getting these suckers welded in. All right, let's continue. All right, so one of the next things we're going to have to do is fix this monster butcher job. So I think I'm just going to bend these pieces of metal back to here, and then I can just trim a nice hole and get it nice and neat, and then we're going to just put a plate over the top of it. I think probably a good idea to use it later on for the clutch cable to access it. So yeah, let's get this neatened up and make it look respectable. Okay, so we've been, pushed it out as best we could from inside, but I think the plan here is, because we've got this brace inside here, I might actually repair from here back. So just plug up all that, and then we're going to start our window from here, and we might take it across something like this. Might do something like that, I don't know. And then just do a round radius there, because I think that's all you need to get into there. So we might just do that. I think we'll go and get the grinder, chop this out, we can die grind, repair this little section, and go from there. Let's do it. There you go. So that's what I've come up with. A little bit of a cardboard template, just to, and we'll basically cut that out of some, look, I think it's probably 2 mil thick, you can see there, dodginess, and then this will just fit in there nicely like that. And we'll just have a nice little inspection window, and then we're going to put a plate over the top of it. Yeah, okay. Let's transfer this to some metal, and then we can get that welded in. Okay, so I've transferred it over to a piece of metal. Obviously we'll clean that up with the die grinder once it's welded in, but you can see we're just going to go and weld that in like so, and then we'll have a nice little uniformed inspection hole. Have a note here that I've actually 45 chamfered all the way around this, so that when I go and weld it and then go and flap it back, we're still going to have some strength there, and we're not just going to have a piss weak little weld that's going to crack. So 45 on this as well, so you'll get a nice good penetration, and you'll be good to go. So a little bit more trimming. Oh no, I think we might be right. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, we'll make sure that that's nice and flush. Tack that into position, and we're all good. Okay, so the next thing I've done is made a little cardboard cutout, and you can see here that that fits utterly perfect. So I'm going to make that out of steel, and then I was trying to work out a way of making it. I want it to be reasonably flush here, or most of it, so I might just weld a tab on the outside and then drill and tap a hole, and that can be my 2 bolts that actually locate the plate into position, but at least it'll be actually flush. So instead of just having one on the outside like that and bolting it all the way around, and then you got a big, raised section. So let's go and chop this out of some steel and pop it in there, and I'll probably make it reasonably thick too. Righto, so there we go. Nice steel little plug. We're just going to put a couple of tabs on there and then drill and tap some holes, and we're good to go. And there you have it, guys. All done. So I'll just pull it out and show you how I've done it. I mean, look, there's plenty of different ways of doing this, of course, but I just thought this would be the simplest way. And I just put 2 tabs behind it. So that's it. That's all I've done. Just welded a couple of tabs on the back, tapped them, and then basically that just pops in like so. Pop your screws in, obviously with a appropriate spring washer. There we go, nice and flush. A couple of little button ones there, but anyway, that job's done. Okay guys, well that'll probably do it for this episode. We've got that done. Next we'll be getting the pans installed and welded in, and then we'll go from there. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for the new subscribers, and stay funky. You.